Hey there, welcome back to our SQL tutorial series. Today we're going to be going over the where clause. Just as a quick reminder, this is a tutorial series, so if anything I'm saying in this video doesn't make sense to you, consider going back to a previous video in this series. This is meant to be an interactive course, so if you'd like to follow along, the link to this website is in the description below. The name of this website is W3 Schools, and I do not claim any rights to its content or any of its course material. I'm simply here to walk you through it. Now with all that out of the way, let's get into the tutorial. The where clause is used to filter records. We use the where clause to extract only those records that fulfill a specific condition. We're going to look at some examples to help you understand this concept in the quickest way possible. So we're going to erase this for now and just stick to what we've learned previously, and we're going to get all of our data. So we have all of our data, and as you can see, we have different countries and we have different cities and different customers. But let's say for whatever reason we need to only get all of the customers whose country is Mexico. Well, obviously selecting all of our data would not be the most efficient because you see we have the UK mixed in and Sweden and other countries mixed in amongst Mexico, and we only want to get customers from Mexico. So what we would do is we would come up here and we will use the where clause so we can filter out the customers from Mexico. So this is how we would do it. We will start by saying where. Then we will tell what column we're filtering on, and in this case it's the country column, so we would say country. And now we will specify the value we want the country to equal. And in this case, we want the value of the country to be Mexico. So we will say equal, and now we will write in single quotes, Mexico. Now we see we only have 5 records of customers from Mexico. We're going to go through a couple more examples so you can better understand this, and I highly encourage you to stop the video and try to write these statements out yourself. So this time, let's say we want to filter our data by the customer ID. Let's say we're trying to find the customer that has the ID of 57. What we will do is we will say where customer ID equals 57. Now we will run this and we will get our data. We see we have one record of data, and now we have our record of data where the customer ID is 57. We're going to try one more example and then we're going to move on to some exercises. So let's say we want to find all of the records of data where the customer IDs are less than 50. What we can do is we can use the less than sign in our query. And how we would do that is we would say the customer ID, instead of saying equal, we will say less than 50. We will run this. We will see we only have 49 records of data because it only goes from 1 to 49. So that's how we use the less than when filtering our data with the where clause. We can also use the greater than. We would simply just say where customer ID is greater than 50, and it'll give us every record of data that has a customer ID above 50. So we have 41 records of data where it's above 50, and you see we're getting all of our records of data where the customer ID is above 50. If we would like to be inclusive, we can also do greater than or equal. So we can say greater than or equal to 50, and that will give us 50 included in this list. As you see, we get 50 all the way up into the last customer ID above 50. We can also do less than or equal to 50. Less than or equal to 50, that will give us 50 and all the customer IDs below 50 instead of just 49 and under. So as you can see, get all of them, and scrolling at the end, it's inclusive with 50. Now we're going to go through a couple of exercise questions, and as I said, I highly encourage you to pause the video and see if you can figure out these answers on your own. So this is asking us to select all records where the city column has the value Berlin. So if you remember, when using the where clause, we start by saying where, And we know our column that we're filtering on is city, so we say city. And we want it to equal Berlin, so we will say Berlin in quotation marks. Let's submit our answer, and we got it correct. Now we're going to go to the second exercise. And now this exercise is asking us to select all records where the customer ID column has the value of 32. So we say where customer ID is equal to 32. Now we're going to submit our answer, and we got it correct. So that's the end of this tutorial, and I hope to see you in the next one.